Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Monday, 19th April, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, highlights and Empire secure wins in T10 series, and in our feature for this evening, St. Paul's defeats Bath United. We'll take this break, and I'll be right back.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods.
Do you know that common baked goods such as bread and crackers are high in salt?
Did you know that there are certain seasonings that contain more salt than you actually need? There are more natural, healthier ways to reduce the salt intake in your dishes by using natural things like onions, garlic, seasoned peppers, and even thyme and merengue powder.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans such as lentils and kidney beans contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
You can lower your salt intake by reducing salty foods, removing table salt, and using salt alternatives when cooking.
Most people consume excess salt from processed foods, such as snack foods, processed meats, instant meals, and condiments.
Instead, use fresh vegetables, ground provision, fresh meats, and natural herb seasonings, just like our grandparents did, and just like you did with this soup.
Get salt smart.
I am salt smart.
Let's get salt smart.
We are salt smart.
Well, I'm back, and we start with cricket. The Highlights International team was in dominant mode on Saturday, 17th April at the Eatwillet Park as the ongoing T10 tournament hosted by the Nevis Cricket Association and sponsored by the St. Kitts Nevis Angola National Bank continued. Highlights came up against the Youths of Nevis. Youths of Nevis batted first and got to 71 for 6 from their allotted 10 overs, with captain Umesh Sharma top scoring with 24 not out. Highlights overhauled the target in 9 overs, losing just 3 wickets on the way to victory. Summarized scores: Youths of Nevis 71 for 6 in 10 overs, Umesh Sharma 24 not out, Trishon Francis 16. Adrian Williams, Virgil Brown, Amari Jones, and Theron Busu 1 wicket each. Highlights: 72 for 3 in 9 overs, Tijari Clark 29, Burvis Burke 28. Muniran Krishna, Anand Bim, and Xavier Fobbs got 1 wicket each. Highlights won by 7 wickets. Man of the match, Tijari Clark. Meanwhile, in Game 2 of the ongoing T10 series played on Saturday, 17th April at the Eatwillet Park, Empire engaged Easterns. These two teams normally practice together, and it was a much-anticipated game. Easterns batted first and could only muster 40 from their 10 overs as fast bowler Ryan Solomon wreaked havoc in the top order. Empire knocked off the target in just 5.5 overs, losing 2 wickets in the process. Summary scores: Easterns 40 for 8 in 10 overs, Sidney Newton, Bryce Fifield and Tevin Nisbet 7 runs each. Ryan Solomon 4 wickets for 3 runs. Jevon Manners, T1 Prentice and Shinadaros got 1 wicket each. Empire 42 for 2 in 5.5 overs. Ryan Solomon 16 not out, Delvin Phillip 10 not out. Gary Pemberton and Sylvester Hobson 1 wicket each. Empire won by 8 wickets. Man of the match, Ryan Solomon. We'll take this break and I'll be back with our feature for this evening.
One Nevis, I couldn't rest, I have to get this thing off my chest. I am King Astro, 4 times Culturama Calypso Monarch, and back-to-back St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Calypso Monarch. And I took the COVID vaccine because I want to do my part in the fight against COVID-19. I am feeling a sense of peace in my mind. My body is feeling great. So I'm encouraging you all to go out and vaccinate and help us fight this monster, COVID-19. I said, don't wait, vaccinate.
For more information or to get vaccinated, visit your nearest health center. This message was brought to you by the Department of Public Health, Nevis.
Well, I'm back, and tonight football is in the spotlight. We have some results from the SKNFA matches played on Wednesday, 14th April. St. Paul's defeats Bath United. With 2 of their top players fresh out of quarantine, St. Paul's United totally outplayed Hot Springs Bath United on Wednesday, 14th April at Warner Park. The match summary: SL Hotspur St. Paul's United 4, Hot Springs Bath United 0. Halftime score: 3-0 in favor of St. Paul's. Scoring for St. Paul's: Keith Roy Freeman in the 4th minute, Vince Roy Nelson in the 13th, Malik Clark in the 21st, and Jackie Leader in the 61st. Yellow cards were issued to Rashawn Brown of Bath, Mario Daniel of Bath, Jermaine Bartlett of Bath, Vince Roy Nelson of St. Paul's, Jalden Myers of Bath, and Keith Roy Freeman of St. Paul's. The officials were Hakeem Harvey, Kenny Martin, Yolinda Warner, and Garfield Virgo. Troy Mills was the referee's assessor. In other matches played in the SKNFA Reserve League at Kim Collins Athletic Stadium, in Match 1, KFC United Old Roads Jets versus Elko Limited Security Forces, Old Road did not show up for the match. And in Match 2, St. Peter's 6, TGE Deep Bay Eagles 2. Halftime score was 1-1. Scoring for St. Peter's reserves: Kirkland Harris struck twice in the 42nd and 51st minutes, Javian Gray in the 56th, Mervyn J. Pemberton in the 64th, Devon Nisbet in the 68th, and Deshaun Collins in the 86th minute. Scoring for Deep Bay reserves: Ellsworth Hanley in the 30th minute and Kenny Mitchell in the 65th. In terms of the SKFNA Premier League at Warner Park, in Match 2, Seoul Island Ottoconnery 0, Flo 4G Keon Rockets 1. Halftime score 1-0 in favor of Keon. And scoring for Keon, Kwaniki Clark in the 27th minute. Yellow cards issued to Detroan Simmons of Keon and Shaquem Butler of Keon. Media consultant to the SKNFA, Andre Huey, files this report.
The top strike duo of Vince Roy Nelson and Keith Roy Freeman of SL Horses St. Paul's did not skip a beat in their return to top-flight football. Both players were among several club players released from quarantine this week following their return from international duty with the senior men's team. And both were on the score sheet for St. Paul's in a 4-0 drubbing of Hot Springs Bath United in SKNFA Premier League action at the Warner Park Wednesday evening. Keith Roy Freeman scored in the 4th minute, Nelson in the 13th minute, and followed up with Malik Clark in the 21st minute and Jaquil Leader in the 61st minute. Manager of St. Paul's, Darian Edmead, was pleased that the returnees to the team from international duty performed well.
They came out, they set the pace for us. It's something that we didn't have in the game that they would have been out. We had some slow start, so we're happy that they settled down the game early for us. Now we were able to really settle down, play the game and win.
In the night's other match, the struggle continues for Seoul Island Auto Supply's Connery FC after they succumbed to a 1-0 defeat to Flo 4G Rockets. Quiniki Clark pounced on a defensive error by Connery after the defender and the goalkeeper misread a play, leaving the loose ball in a dangerous position. Despite a very good chance from Wazim Howe to equalize in the second half, Connery failed to find that elusive goal. Assistant coach of Keon, Jasper Buchanan, was pleased with the win, but felt his team should have scored more goals.
We didn't get a lot into what we wanted, especially certain practice we do in the week, long before the coach was here, and so we tried to execute some of them tonight, and so we didn't see like that, and we felt that we should score a lot more goals against Connery tonight. I want to say congratulations to Connery too. They play well too. They put some pressure on us in terms of pressing and other things, but we still feel that we should get a lot more goals in this game.
What is the next move for the next game?
Well, we played, and we know our next game going to be Sunday against Depe. Quite the guys have a lot of knocks, and we're going to see how we look into that. If we're going to rest guys go into Depe and try to get 3 points as a result.
Well, thank you so much, Andre. That's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you are not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.